All right, folks, we'll see how this goes. I've tried to bring you a number of episodes in the past, and it hasn't happened. So it looks like a bit of a hiatus. That is, if you're kind of following along as these go up. But hopefully, we actually have a battle here. So I wasn't able to do the last one, which is going to be pretty cool. It's going to be over 100,000 back in Richmond, but I had to auto resolve it, and I thought maybe the campaign was broken. I don't think it is now. What we have here is a battle between, I think it's Lion and Robert E. Lee. And we get to be on the defensive. We know that Lee's forces are over here. I went ahead and I set everything up. I'm going to turn, or yeah, I'll take this off now. But we get to hold a pair of 5-pointers, which is pretty nice here and here. I'm guessing that this is the way they're going to come, but we're going to send Shriver's Cav out and see what we can do from there. We had a few engineering points, and so I thought maybe doing it here. This is probably far enough away that they can't use much of the creek if they're going to come this way. A lot of times when the AI detects that you have fortifications, they'll try to flank it. So if they do try to flank it, they'll probably try to come around this way. In which case, I would just play from the backside of this fence and dare them to come across. I didn't even realize. Oh, that would be terrible for them. Yeah. I did not realize I was up here a little bit too much. And so doing it like this, I guess I didn't appreciate how much of an incline there is there, but that's actually a nice defensive position. So yeah, it is line, but that's certainly a fine fallback, honestly. Honestly, I might start moving back there now. But if we can catch them coming across the open field, the creek would probably be more of a hazard to them than a help. It would break up the attack a bit. And then we'll use the forest over here for some cover. But we'll find out where they are. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put you on pause as I tend to do, because you don't have to sit here and watch me wait for them. But I like this as generic maps. Oh, last time I was on this campaign, that that I don't think was red. Not that it changes the game too much, because it's still pretty much come from over here, come from over there. There's no like easy. Well, I guess if they went all the way around, they could come up this way. But we'll just have to wait and see. All right, so we kind of found them, right? It looks like they're splitting up. So we're gonna bring Shriver back. There's no point in losing him, but we'll see if we see anything come back here. We'll start bringing Lion back a little bit, and when I know more, I'll bring you back. I'm pretty sure from there, Shriver should be able to see whether they take this trail out, whether they take this trail over here, or whether they try the direct approach. All right, well, we're pretty close to finding out if they're going to take this road or if they're going to try some weird circuitous thing. So it's close enough to have you all in. What do we do with the Cav here? I think we probably just want them hanging out back here. And if we can confirm that they actually pass down here, that'd be great. All right, let's throw out some skirms. Throw out some skirms. See if that gives us. What?
Keep calm, boys. Soon enough we'll see the elephant.
I guess we have no idea. I don't know if they have folks converging over there. I wonder. Shriver might be able to tell us more if he goes over here, unless they're like massing up over in this corner and they're just. Whoa! Okay. There we go. I guess we lost them in that hill. All right, I did turn down the in-game sound because sometimes it's quite loud. So, waiting's the worst. Not sure about that. Wait, do these guys see anything over here? Oh yeah, they do. Alright, we're moving them at the double. Maybe we'll push them out on that little rise up there. There's probably no reason to keep the skirms up there. If we can put a lot of muskets on that, we should. Found them. That's fine. I think we're at the point where we can recall them. We don't need them doing that. Maybe we'll just have them hold until we learn more. Yeah, the idea was to move up here and just quickly put this regiment out of action. I think by the time the order gets received, it's going to be too late. Huzzah.
Keep calm, boys. Soon enough, we'll see the elephant.
We'll borrow detachments from both of those reserves. Make sure that we have this skirmish line a little bit more well developed.
Keep calm, boys. Soon enough, we'll see the elephant.
Yeah, this brigade is in rough shape. Okay, you all should be able to withdraw or pull back and see if you guys will listen to orders. I can't remember if I ordered you to do this or not. Understandable. All right. So they are coming this way. Maybe ahistorically far out, but or at least unusually far out, but we got to be okay with that. All right, all these batteries look like they have good shots, so I'm fine with that. And I guess these guys do not want skirmishers out. Oh, I think most of the ones in the front don't have. They don't have enough men to detach skirmishers. I think maybe Fitzporter does. Yeah. All right. Well, this brigades are hopefully ready to flex wherever we need them. That's the artillery. Well, maybe I was wrong. If you can zoom in and the game looks as good as it's going to look, why not? Whoa. That was cool. I saw that artillery go flying over. Alright. So I think these guys need to move there. I think they can just straighten up. That should address a bunch of that. I don't want to overcommit in the trenches. Alright, so Pickens looks like he's gonna get shot back. Yes, Hovey's in a bad way. Strahl is the problem, but I think we're pretty soon we might have a 2 or 3v1 against Strahl, and I guess seeing the problem, the AI is appropriately withdrawing, so... Go skirms. Get up there. I don't know. Hovey might run. It is what it is, you know. We've had much better trades so far. So we can't win all the engagements, but we'll try to win enough of them. Okay. I don't know if they routed or if they're actually listening to my orders, but... Still feels like a bit of an overcommit, but... We'll get them ready to put themselves here if we need them. Alright, and there goes Strahl. I don't know, man, about this attack. The CSA has They could have done much better, and this is like the thing that's just driven me mad about trying to tune the AI, which I haven't done that much of in the last 6 to 12 months, but for those who have been here for a while, you know it was a thing. And like one of the few things that drive me mad is that they don't attack together on these tactical battles, and they don't attack together and stick together on the campaign map. And both of those things would go a long way towards increasing the difficulty. I think a lot of the angles, you know, when to advance, when to fall back is okay, but just like the hardest thing has been to get them to just do things in concert, because otherwise it's just too easy to defeat them piecemeal. Alright, why don't we have these guys, if they can, go to counter battery, just so we don't lose that range contest. And alright, I will help their cav a little bit by putting in a loose formation, but this is not what they want to be doing. I mean, you don't want to have to push up while you got a concave going, and it's only, what, one infantry regiment and a cavalry regiment against lots of entrenched infantry. This stuff needs to move up, and this stuff needs to be back until it does. I mean, the Confederates have their artillery up. It looks like somebody's been hitting it. I mean, I don't mind pushing my left out. Let's see what the map shows us. Yeah, I don't mind pushing my left out, the 2 brigades and the cav regiment. I don't love the thought of attacking over this open field up into that. That is quite the rise there, with more behind it, but on the left side it's more level. Alright. Having discussed it enough with myself, I'm convinced this is what I'm going to do. So let's just go ahead and do it. And we'll have the cav move up on the left. And that may mean that these guys just don't have shots. Alright, so if that's the case, you know what, we'll put it on fire at will, and then I'll just individually try to get them to, here. Let's at least have the others come up. Alright. Yeah, that's fine, and then we'll actually send them even further down. I don't know what this brigade is doing back here. I really don't. Well, I guess we were both thinking the same thing. It's... Oh. Oh no. Look at these guys. Oh no. You gotta love it. Alright, anyways. That never happened. There are no bugs, there is no weirdness in Grand Tactician. Huh. Huh. Whoa! That was some canister shot. I don't think Lyle's guys like that. Uh-oh. I can't cancel it. Well, if you're gonna go into melee as Cav, you might as well go in mounted. Will we get last samurai'd? Or did we catch enough of them without a volley? Okay, we got into him. Yikes. Well, the AI doesn't always hang around that much. So that was actually good fighting in retreat time, so I'm happy with that. And we'll wait for the papers to get the real news, but yeah, it looks like it was pretty commanding victory there. So yeah, it was. I tried several times to get the battle in Richmond to load, and it wouldn't give it to me. So I don't know how many battles and what the upper bounds are on battles that I can play in this one. I suspect it has something to do with the number of units and and that's because I've gone with the regimental mod. Um, yeah, so we'll see, but the battle would get to like this point, 98, 99%, and then it just would not load in and it would just crash to desktop. So let's see, 221 killed, 107 on our side. Yeah, that sounds, yeah, it's a 2-1. So as glorious a victory as anybody can get in Rolla, we got it. I think that was here. Yeah, that was here. That wasn't even the battle I was looking at. I thought that there was maybe it was Coleman's division was up here. Maybe they're actually falling back now. But I'm not sure how far. That's an interesting flag for Smith. I don't know how far we can send him. I'll actually press play so that time moves forward instead of being permanently without answers as to why isn't anything moving. I don't know. Maybe we'll move Smith out here and just see what he can see. And Reynolds can stay about where he is. I doubt, right? If they have 100,000 men, I doubt there's really all that many, at least in terms of numbers. I mean, maybe it's a bunch of 2-regiment divisions, but we'll find out. In this campaign, I've not switched over to the CSA side to do their recruitment, as I have in other campaigns, because I just kind of want to see how they do. But I think they probably have more than enough. Let me check this here. It has been a while since I've been looking at this. It seems like they should have more than enough troops to make this work. And so I'm not sure why they. I mean, yeah, national support, but like mine isn't great. So, and this is the mod where they have larger territory and all the rest. I did order Casey over here to try to find out if that's a real thing or if that's just bad intelligence. Let's see. What do we want? We almost got another take a farm mech. That would be very nice. Where are we on improved credit rating? We are still a ways away, but we did it once, so. Oh well. Civ order, we could probably wait for another round of Civ order, but yeah, I'm starting to have the feeling this might be a short campaign. Maybe not. I think it would be, and I'm more okay with it as time goes on. I think I'd like to retry this one with the CSA capital in Montgomery and just see how it goes, because I took Richmond temporarily in 1861. I think that was a big blow to CSA morale, and granted, they still need to defend Virginia because it's a source of manpower and a bunch of other things, but I think maybe pushing it further back really would make it a slog of a campaign to try to push into the Deep South and see what we can do there. But that would be a fun campaign, and then maybe still do the once every 6 months off camera, just recruit troops and fix their OOBs, which maybe I still can do, and maybe I ought to do after this episode. But if the campaign was unplayable, I wasn't gonna really bother. But if it's playable, I'll go on their side and I'll at least fix OOBs and get them recruiting. It's possible. They've been busy. Recruitment offices. Militia Act 3. So they're definitely going for numbers. They lost 5 high-ranking officers. That's the thing. In the auto-resolve Battle of Richmond, there were a ton of wounded for me. Not a ton. I don't think any were killed, but just a ton of wounded. Uh, so that was a little rough. But all right, Kilpatrick is back there doing his thing. We're trying to get supplies and figure out our next moves. This looks like, I mean, it says Army of Division of K. Yeah, I think their OOBs really need to be cleaned up. I mean, what's weird about all of this is that I actually changed how the AI was supposed to act, and they were supposed to get larger divisions. And there's since those are kind of the important mobile pieces on the board, I figured making them a little bit bigger, and if the CSA is on the defensive, it's not too much of a problem. But yeah, if they're just thoroughly immobile, that's no good. I don't remember selecting that flag, but it is neat. Okay, so this was... Huh, what do we make of this? I guess we'll continue scouting and go up here. And Lovell's division can scout and maybe go over here. Yeah, I think this is where I want to move people eventually anyhow. Burns's division, we could probably send you back to... I mean, eventually you end up on the railroad, right? So we could send you back there. Just to get resupplied. And then eventually start moving you all down to... Richmond, or Nashville, and it looks like... I don't know who did it, but somebody burned that supply depot. Not cool, man. Alright. That one was a little pricey, but... we'll work our way through that. Ohio. This can't be right. Can that be right? Might be right. I don't know if... Uh-oh. $7,000 against Lion. Ugh. Well, that may not go well. First Division, can I just plop you down there? Good. Go ahead and do that. Where is the... Lions Division again? I'm new. No fan of these fair fights. Let's see what happens here. And let's also see if we crash loading in. Well, we didn't crash. Looks like we get to defend. We have 8.5 engineering points again. Where are they coming from here? Over here? So the two most likely, I guess, are this and that. If I remember, is this kind of like a bowl down here? No, thinking of a different map. I think I'm thinking of maybe part of that map that comes up in West Virginia. All right. Yeah, I don't love defending the backside. The town is fine, but then they can just take the heights above the town. Though we do have stone walls here, and we have forests. So maybe this is where we make our stand. We can use the buildings, we can use the stone walls. It's a relatively small number of troops, so it should be all right. Maybe we put the artillery out here. Keeps it on the road, gives it an opening, or we put it over here and hope that they don't use it. I don't like that as much. All right, let's get down to business. Let's detach you. Detach you. Get you to not do that. This is probably the most direct route, so we'll go ahead and take a look at that. We will move that artillery back here. Maybe over here. We'll do that. Okay. You all can go here. Let's get rid of that. It's kind of ugly. This is odd. We actually, there we go. Do that, do that. Do that. Probably take those guys and we'll try to put them in there. I think sometimes that's bugged. Yeah, we'll keep these guys back here and we'll just move them as needed. Or do I use them to make a stand up here in the woods? I don't know. As much as I'd love to have the high ground, I also like to have stone walls. And then we'll keep you all back as a sort of reserve. All right. That is that. Why don't we do that and that? I don't know if we're gonna need it, but all right, it's good enough. Let's find out where they are. No scouts? Oh, we don't have enough. All right. Well, I can put you all on pause until I find them, and we'll go from there. All right. So we didn't see anyone over here. And as I look at this again and again, it looks like this was actually the shorter route. And so that's the way the AI was more likely to go. So I sent 2 brigades out here a while ago, and they finally got here. And then once I got here, I saw the dust cloud, and yeah, that's where they are. So I'm pretty sure, knowing that, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But we're probably gonna do that. And move you there, and then we're gonna move them there. Herder here. Gibbon, I guess, is an overall command, core command here. And we'll let that go through, and then I think we'll worry about the artillery. I don't want the artillery getting in the way of the infantry. I mean, this isn't really a choke point. This is, you can cross this anywhere. I think from here over, it looks like this is probably going to be too wide for this game. But yeah, it looks like they're almost already here. So Certainly have some moving to do. Gonna move you quick. Move you quick. Wah, wah. Right, you're going over there, that's fine. We'll at least get the artillery rolling. Be nice if we could drop it here. Shriver. Not sure what I'm gonna do with you, but maybe get you in there. All right, and now we're not really waiting, but we're gonna maneuver.
Anytime now, men. Save your water for when the shooting starts.
Get back here. I think these guys need to pull back. And these guys need to throw out some skirmishers. And frankly, those guys can as well, if any of them have the units to do it, because... All right, that was very timely. I think. I shouldn't assume that, but I will. All right, I want to fix the in-game volume so nobody goes deaf. No skirmishers, no skirmishers, nobody. Halt them. You there. You do the same. You do the same. There we go. All right, we got it. Yeah, they're making a... Whoa, they're making a mad dash. Well, you got to admire their spirit. But I think we want to reorient that brigade that way. And honestly, I think we probably want to bring everything back a little bit here to the center. It doesn't actually look like... I don't see like other dust clouds here. And now I'm kind of wondering if I just... I think I need to send Shriver back. I'm not sure that I'm believing this. Sometimes when they give maybe a movement, maybe that was just one of the units that had like a really it was quicker for that unit to go that way, but maybe the rest of them went the other way. That's the only thing that kind of comes to mind. I'm sure these guys are going to love to hear this, but yeah, you actually might want to start moving back. I don't know what else to do. I think, yeah, Neil can definitely move back. Move that there. This artillery needs to hold until we see something more. And I can put you all on pause because I don't know where this is going to happen. I could probably cheat and fly around and look for dust clouds, but I don't want to do that. Although, as I was already looking in that direction, I can't tell if that's a dust cloud or not. No, it looks like a rock. It's not moving enough. All right, so I'm sure every man under my command loves being part of the foot cav, but no, I did see them when I was down here. I was checking out the sunrise, but I also saw a bunch of smoke clouds over here. And gentlemen, don't move any further. Guess what? You're coming back. Same with you all. Why don't we just unlumber you? But yeah, out here with Shriver's Cav, there's no dust clouds. But something there. Oh, no foraging. Yeah. See, like that's little dust cloud, that's little dust cloud. So I guess if it's within line of sight of my troops, it's less cheap. But that's how you do that. All right. You guys haven't stopped yet. That's fine. Yeah, you guys are supposed to stop. Also fine. But we do want to try to slow those guys down as much as we can. These ones. I don't know. Based on what I just saw, I would do it like that. Try to get these angles right while we're not under fire. Push them up. Are you serious? You guys are still marching? Still? All right. We'll put them up in the woods on that little hill there. Haskin, yeah, sure. Try to come on down. And Shriver. Where are you? You're up there. Why do I not see you? Oh, you're behind the tree? Yeah, maybe you just come over here.
Save your water for when the shooting starts. I'm about to walk. Slide in the ranks.
Skirms. All right, finally. We'll do that. They're probably gonna be very unhappy and tired and disorganized when they get here, but they should at least get here. All right, that's all fine.
Keep it steady now.
Cool.
Save your water for when the shooting starts. Slide in the ranks. All back steady. Waiting's the worst. Hope we don't need to march all day. Save your water. I smell the damn relic.
Whoa, whoa.
I smell the damn.
I don't know.
Boys, soon enough we'll
Yeah, I think you all should stay paused until
keep calm.
they do something a little more.
Enough, we'll see.
Should be falling behind on victory points. Doesn't really look like it. All right, I'm not one for cliffhangers, but this took the AI a little too long, and I have of other things to run to. But the good news is, the next episode we should have a battle, and we should actually get down to the fighting of all things in that battle, not just the jockeying for position. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you are as well.